Yo, what's going on, guys? Blue Kayn is absolutely nasty because he just got a huge buff, giving him way more percent base damage on his passive, giving him extra magic damage, and also giving his E more healing. Kayn's in a really good spot if you want to play him blue or red Kayn, but in particular blue Kayn because of the buffs. We put Ignite on him because we want to get some essence. If soloing the enemy jungler is going to be super important, then you're going to want to hold your Ignite and not waste it level 1. That way you can fight them on Scuttle or in a 2v2. Evelynn shouldn't really be an issue soloing her or fighting her in a 2v2 topside. Most junglers do path towards topside for those of you who aren't aware. And yeah, it's just usually how it goes. Most junglers start bot side best leash possible. We're kind of late though. I didn't want Evelynn to start on my blue buff just in case she thought I was going to start on her blue buff there. Bit of a weird start. Red, blue, and green jungle item are all viable on Kayn. The green one's still the most OP even after they nerfed it though. Having the tenacity and a linear shield is just ridiculously impactful. We could even 3-camp clear into gank here. You don't have to do a full clear on Kayn. Generally full clearing is the most efficient since he's not the strongest ganker level 2 or 3 through 5. His main issue is he doesn't have good CC, and he's really not that mobile considered to like a Kha'Zix jump or a Lee Sin jump, those type of things. So yes, you do have a speed up. Yes, you can go through walls, but the mobility itself is actually somewhat limited. Since we solo started on Raptors, our overall clear is going to be slightly slower here. It shouldn't affect too much though. Blue Kayn can build the same exact items as Red Kayn and get away with it. Or you can prioritize into Prowlers and still get some self-healing. I think that's probably what we'll end up doing this game to snipe the Evelynn as efficiently as possible. Plus, Evelynn has some max health damage in her kit on her E. So getting an early tier into Prowlers could be extremely high value. Now, if the enemy team is super frontline bulky, then you'd be better off just building Red Kayn items, even if you wanted to play Blue Kayn. Because you can heal up plenty and give high value. Ultimately, the difference between Red Kayn and Blue Kayn at the end of the day is Red Kayn heals more from his passive, dealing damage to enemy champions with his abilities. And then Blue Kayn will not heal as much, but he'll be so much more mobile that you'll be able to land your abilities more and be able to dodge more. Since we didn't start with a leash and we started on Raptors, we'll be finishing around 330 instead of 325-ish. Go ahead and pop Potion. And yeah, Leechless, solo Raptor start, we finish around 330. Still high HP, pop Potion as we're finishing up last camp. Evelynn farmed towards her bot side, which is smart. She's not going to be able to beat us in a solo fight or a 2 versus 2. So that was good pathing from her. Might be able to gank Anivia here. We'll E through the wall. Got her egg. Get my Ignite on the Evelynn. She's not going to have the damage to kill me. Ezreal goes in with his flash. I'm glad we had Ignite for the extra damage output on the Eve. Get a bit of damage on the Anivia, but we're too low to continue this. Their support may be roaming. The fact that Anivia is pinching probably means their support is. I would like to get this Scuttle. I really want it. It wouldn't be a bad time to reset since I'm already here and my camps are coming up linear. I might as well just take it. You should never really be able to die in your jungle as Kayn. Your clear speed's good. The damage is good. And you have the healing from your E. Whether you're playing Red Kayn or Blue Kayn, having some kind of mana is nice. So you'll see even on a lot of Red Kayn builds these days, you'll end up picking up a Mana Moon or a Frozen Heart at some point. Blue Kayn having mana is much more important because Blue Kayn E is on a very short cooldown. And your E costs a lot of mana. It's about 100 mana per cast, which is kind of nuts. Orange scrapping it out with Singed up there. You can shorten how long your dash takes by dumping it into a wall. And everything within the initial circle gets hit, everything in secondary circle will get hit. So even though it might seem like you're missing out on damage, you're really landing the whole thing, assuming you're on top of your target. It's just a little thing to look for. Speed up your clears a little bit. Get off more autos. I guess I should wait for Gromp. We have mostly blue essence at the moment. Even if you end up getting more essence than the other, you can stall out your evolution and just go farm the essence that you want and then still get the form that you want. You don't ever get stuck on a form you don't want to play on Kayn. It's just a matter of, are you willing to wait longer rather than playing the opposite form? Red Kayn's going to pretty much always be better against melee heavy teams, and Blue Kayn's going to be better against comps that he has to dodge stuff and or he has to get on their backline, because Red Kayn oftentimes will get permakited out like a Cho'Gath because he's not mobile enough. Pick up tier. It's fine to get an early tier on Blue Kayn because typically you're going to get Mana Moon after your Prowlers anyways, and you want to start stacking your tier up. Currently the game's pretty even. On Kayn, you shouldn't expect to get too many successful ganks pre-6. Just focus on full clear, then ganking. That way, even if your gank doesn't pan out, you're not wasting any time because you're having to wait for your camps to respawn. So, full clear, gank, reset, or full clear, gank, gank, reset. Don't spend too much time just running around and not really accomplishing anything. Ultimately, Kayn is a power farm jungler. We'll be getting level 6 here, pre-7 minute 30. Not bad considering we don't have any kills. And we haven't really soaked a bunch of minion XP. Or at least that I remember. Evelynn is topside. She already has her red buff. This is an opportunity to take Dragon. She's really far away. My bot lane has prio. My mid lane's pretty much neutral. Shaco support is such a weak pick. It's such a weak champion unless you're playing against a hook support. It's the only thing he can go even in lane with or even carry from. Generally on Shaco support, you want to perma roam though. If you perma roam, you can find value by taking Ignite and just kind of jumping in with Dark Harvest or First Strike and securing kills. Not sure where Evelynn's at, so I gotta stay in the brush. We don't want her sneaking up because she already knows we took Dragon. You don't heal from smiting things anymore. You only heal once you kill the large monster in the camp. So don't expect to get a big outplay with your smite unless that's what's killing the monster, and even then, it's such a small heal. Only gank right now is Ornn. My bot lane's resetting and my bot side camps are down, so we might as well keep pressing upwards. Doesn't look like Evelynn went into my top side. She could have gambled, invade my top side when she saw that we'd taken Dragon, or she could just play it safe and go through her own jungle. She doesn't have any boots and she went for Sorcery Tree, so she's kind of playing for this scaling game. Most likely has Gathering Storm absolute focus. You don't see Evelynn's running Nimbus anymore. It's pretty rare to see. With how much she's been tweaked, she doesn't really need that extra mobility with items like Rocket Belt, and with going invisible so fast after using her R now, it's pretty unnecessary to take Nimbus Celerity on her anymore. It used to be better back when Deadman's was a strong option on her. So yeah, we're going to go for Prowlers, Mana Moon into Surlds. We can then get items like Death Stance, even Black Cleaver, Ravenous Hydra. Ravenous Hydra did just get nerfed, which is why I'm not pushing it as hard. If it hadn't been nerfed, then you'd be rushing Ravenous first item. There's just nothing to gank. We'll go for Herald. Most likely Evelynn won't rush out and check it. My mid lane's not in lane, neither is my top lane. If she came out to check, it's because she wanted to take it. Her Krugs just spawned, so if she's anywhere, she's ganking my bot right now since she can see them, or she's on her Krugs, so this is decently safe because I don't think they had a ward on it. Kayn is a team fighter and late game scaler. Playing for Drag's Soul and Herald's is pretty solid. Yeah, so Eve is bot side, big surprise. We'll go ahead and take her, well, I want to take her Krugs, but at the same time now Nivea's gankable, and I would like to get some Essence. You see how long my E cooldown is, it's kind of insane. Key over the wall, get her with our W. Auto attack Q. Pop out of her. We can't kill it. It's too much HP. The turret's already heated up as well. We would 100% die for it. And possibly not even end up getting the kill. Not sure where the Eve's at. Do need to be weary of that. If you do plan on going blue Kayn, you can kind of start maxing your W first after 1 or 2 points in your Q. I didn't bother this game though. Because if you get stuck without your second form and you're playing just normal Kayn with W max first, it's kind of crap. If you're ever in a dangerous situation or resetting, try to be near a wall you can jump over with Q. It's much safer if you have that option. Typically want to push out right around here in between the Nexus and the turret. In terms of distance, you get a massive base speed up that lets you press onto the map and oftentimes get a super nasty gank out. Very nasty gank. Might be able to do something here if Evelyn isn't here. It's too risky because it's not even a gank if it's a 2v2. Plus Evelyn was already in the area. They probably saw me on ward. It makes this super high risk. These guys aren't full items though. So they should be pretty dang gankable. Like they're gonna be weak. His stupid box. Hit him with the W and the Prowler's auto Q. Have him smited. Leading in with an early Prowlers is really good. That way you don't miss anything. Oh, it's so annoying. See, that's the thing about Shaco support. It's literally not good. It's just annoying. That's the funny thing about it. As I run into 5 different boxes, Shaco still ends up dying. Not bad. He's on a 7-second cooldown. Gotta love blue Kayn, bro. WQR, and she's a goner. We see exactly where Evelyn is. If I didn't have vision of her there, then I wouldn't push into my own jungle, since she already knew we were low HP mid, pathing from right side. She'd figure we're going top side. So like I said, if I didn't have vision of her right there, this would be way too risky to come in here with half health against an Evelyn who actually has quite a bit of items right now. She's full item. She's delayed tier 2 boots for a bit too long. She should have at least gotten tier 1s in my opinion. Running around with 0 boots on Eve, gathering storm absolute focus, she's going to be too slow to stack up that Darksteel efficiently. Evelyn's more Darksteel and Mesh reliant than she is first full item reliant, so slightly unoptimized, risky build she's got there. Might be able to kill him. Got him with Smite. Okay, he's running. Auto attack Q. We're gonna have to ignite him for this. He didn't play it bad. He definitely did a good job of kiting us out, and he's just super tanky. I think Evelyn does get the dragon. It is what it is. Against their team, it's definitely a Merc Tread type of game. Definitely Merc Treads. As awkward as that is to build on blue Kayn, it's worth it here. The reason why you don't normally push Mercs on blue Kayn is when blue Kayn's on his E, you're immune to slows. And you're on your E most of the time. So the tenacity from that aspect against slows is pretty useless, but if we do get stunned, feared, or whatever, then it's pretty helpful. Plus, they're very magic damage heavy, which this is going to help with a lot. I'm going to just hop back over. Yeah, she thought I was still on her. I don't know where this chick's at. She doesn't have R, but she's still kind of dangerous with her build and whatnot. I'm not chasing Shaco. That's the only way Shaco does anything, is if you chase. His boxes time out pretty fast. Just don't chase him. Oh, she took my red buff. What a butthole. I don't have smite either. I don't think this pit's warded though. Plus we just got their control ward. As long as this isn't warded, it's perfectly safe. Generally shouldn't be doing this without smite though. I think Evelyn based, Shaco based. Shouldn't be warded. We already broke control ward. My only escape option is E. Nice. It's clearly wasn't worded, so I can just wait here, wait for Varus to show up. Nope, he's not going to show up. I don't want to fight Evelyn. I'm missing too much health. Might as well reset real quick. Grab a longsword. I don't like resetting for spending a tiny amount of gold. It was more for the HP. Plus Evelyn was semi in my way to cross over to the other side of the map. I'll go Mana Moon. Probably into Serlds or Ma. All their gold's on Anivia and Evelyn at the moment. The Shaco, Anivia, Evelyn are all magic damage. Varus has magic damage in his kit. Ornn has some magic damage in his kit. That's why we went Murktreads realistically for the magic resist, and then tenacity against Anivia stun, Shaco fear, and Varus are eat charm. Since your W has so much range on Blue Kayn, oftentimes you'll lead in with W and then Prowler auto Q. But on not Blue Kayn, you'll usually just lead in with a raw, like E Prowlers or EQ Prowlers. We got to get over here. Ezreal's not behind. He's just getting shoved in because he's Ezreal against Anivia. Oh, Eve's here. Gonna hide inside of her while we got Charm on our head. Getting quite a bit there. Just too many people. We definitely need some kind of follow-up there. It's going to be hard for Sinch to get on Anivia. Rel doesn't get any help while Vayne chases, and Ezreal apparently based while they are on Herald. It's a very strange option. They did get 700 gold out of me total there from killing. It is what it is. We're up 2 dragons. We get to play for Soul. You see how Ornn's doing so much magic damage? Obviously, Anivia, Shaco as well, and the Eve. Kind of nasty. We may not even need to get Serled since they don't have tank support. We could probably delay Serled and go straight for Ma. Ma's a really good item versus magic damage teams because it gives you a bunch of Omnivamp. Doesn't have it as a favorite item, which is hilarious. Ability is Omnivamp, 80, magic resist, and a big shield, so Evelyn, Anivia, and Shaco, Varus can't pop us. It's very optimized against their team. If they were more 80 heavy, we could go for Death's Dance here. But they're not 80 heavy, so it's looking like a Ma type of game. Evelyn can't fight Kayn at all, especially if you get the drop on her. She doesn't have time to set up charm, and like you see there, she can't even do half her health. I spread out my dashes so I could stay on top of her. I don't think I can even solo this guy. He's too tanky. If I had Serlds, I know I could. But without Serlds, we're just going to give him a bunch of free grasp and heart still stacks. It's not worth it. All risk, no reward. Later, Shaco. Well, I don't know where Eve is, but she's going to lose some camps. Pretty safe on Blue Kayn to do stuff like this. Your E's such a low cooldown. Plus, we can queue over most walls in the game. Small and thin walls, at least. God, he's so annoying. The value is 1 out of 10, but the annoyingness is 10 out of 10. He just stands there and looks at you, and you gotta let him be. Hey, Varus. Hey, friend. Ah, it's not worth diving. I don't know where the Eve is. He already lost his flash as well, so Eve's topside apparently. Hey, friend. He had heal. That's interesting. Since your Prowlers increases all damage you deal to them for the next 3 seconds, you typically want to use it before you are to just maximize damage output. It is still a dash though, so if you have a feeling they can get away or they're a slippery champion, if you're already on top of them, you can save Prowlers until they're out of your auto attack range, but that's not usually as prevalent against most champions because they're either squishy enough to where they die or they're slow enough to where you don't really have to worry about that. I can jump through her wall. She can't really do anything meaningful to us. We need to get Dragon. Anivia's not that great against a blue Kayn. Against red Kayn, slower, more mobile champs. Red Kayn. Champs like Anivia, Sindra are very annoying. These large space control mages. Blue Kayn, not so much. Typically not an issue. We'll leave that there for the Evelyn. Got it. Always want to have a control ward on you in the mid late game when you're dealing with an Eve. You can cut off a lot of her pathing options. Oh wait, there's no turret here. Well, I should have just gone for the Varus. Eve's top side. Yeah, you're dead. He was marked. Once you deal damage to someone, you can R them. So whether it's an ignite, smite, an auto, or an ability. And we deal damage to the real one, then he R'd, so we can immediately click on the real one with our R, which has a lot of range since we're blue Kayn. It's basically a Caitlyn auto attack. Shaco doomed himself there. Hey, Evelyn. Going for a little bit of a skirmish. Singed way overextended there. Gets himself killed, surely enough. There's just no need for that. We made a good trade. I was on cooldowns. The Singed needed to back off. I don't think you realize my R's on cooldown, and that Ornn's way tankier than he is, and they're basically underneath their turret. A lot of things were working against us as a team there. I'm gonna keep taking as many of her camps as I can. She can't solo us, and we can get away from her and her team. There's nothing here to take, though. She about to walk into me? I see that, Shaco. What a goofball. Oh, we're doing Baron right now. I didn't even know. They don't even know we're on Baron. Well, now they do. I suppose it's too late for them to do anything about it, though. Her red buff's coming up. There's no turret here. What are these guys doing? That was a decent Zhonya's. Evelyn catches me with R. We get Anivia Egg, Anivia Hourglass, Evelyn R. It's not a bad interaction. Like, totally bad, but it's not optimal either. We don't want to be dying. Looks like our team's struggling to win fight after all that. Enemies are starting to overextend after killing us. And then the enemies lose the fight off of it. Cool. Took almost entirely magic damage. When you look at it, 2.5 thousand magic. We still don't need Surlds. Their only tank is Ornn, and we can just ignore him in fights. It's time for Ma, then Surlds. The Ma shield alone of 690 will make us unkillable for the Eve Anivia. Super, super strong item. If they had a lot of tanks, we could go Surlds and Black Cleaver, but they don't. Surlds Cleaver is a decent combo. Cleaver speeds you up, shreds armor. Surlds shreds armor. Very nasty. And lots of ability haste on both items. I think Surlds is 20% ability haste and Cleaver's 30%. Cleaver is the highest ability haste AD item. Well, it's kind of tied with Shojun for that spot. But Shojun, if you rush it first item, it's not as high as Cleaver. Shojun's also really expensive. Shojun is not cheap. I think they're going to turn for me. Evelyn's not going to give up her red buff willingly. Unless she... Well, I guess she is. She's really scared of us. She should be. She doesn't... Even if she had a full stack 25 mesh, she wouldn't be able to fight us right now. It's the Ma difference. One does not simply fight Ma and win as a mage. It's Draxel fight time. Hey, Evelyn. Down she goes. W Prowler Q. She evaporated there. I think I got the blue buff as well, so maybe she got it and then I got it from her. Varus underneath turret. We can swoop in with an EWQ Smite R. We dodge the turret aggro. Down goes the Varus. Well, we already know where the real one is. Down he goes. Might as well kill him before he blows up on one of my teammates. Oh. Wow. Kayn E lasts for way too long. Just keep going and poking in and out. We have the mana, plus we have blue buff, so we can infinite. She has to burn R. I'm still half health, and I didn't burn my R. Yeah, what are they gonna do to me? The answer is not much. And we just got Draxel. Cool. While I troll over here in this fight. Getting little treats. Varus is taking some serious damage. I'm already back to full health. Can one-shot his box with a single auto attack. That must be really fun to play AP Shaco, dude. Very satisfying. A very high value pick. I say that because I really don't like having it when it's on my team. When it's on the enemy's team, though, I prefer that. Oh, I'm dead. I trolled. I got caught out way too deep. Way too deep. Still taking pretty much only magic damage. It's time for Swords or Cleaver. Swords is slightly more expensive than Cleaver. The slow on it should make it more useful, though. In theory. Vayne can shred Ornn, so we don't even need to shred Ornn with a Cleaver. We can get away with Swords for the slow. Dying there and giving them shutdown sucks, but at the very least, we did get Drag Soul. They can never take that away from you. If you have a bunch of kills and you die a few times, the enemies are now as fed as you are because of all the shutdown gold bonus. But if you have 4 dragons and they kill you, Riot doesn't give them a half a dragon or a full dragon or anything. So that's a advantage they can't match ever for the rest of this game. All they can try to do is get Elder Dragon and try to teamfight us at that point, because Elder's better than any Drag Soul. By at least 50%. Depends on the Drag Soul. You can make the argument Wind Soul is better than Elder, situationally. But outside of that, all the other Drag Souls, Elder's quite a bit better than. Especially Flame. Flame Drag Soul's been over-nerfed. W, Prowler Q, Auto R. Down she goes. Super fast point and click. Prowlers turns Kayn into a point and click champion. That should be free Baron. Eve's not up to contest it. They don't have a smite tool to take it from us. You can tell Ornn's a bit of an issue though. He's super tanky. If Vayne doesn't kill Ornn, there's no one on our team who can take him out in a fast way. And his damage output's super high as well, considering he's a tank. He does damage as if he were a bruiser. We can't really group up there. We should poke away at the sides. Their comp's extremely immobile with the Varus and Nivea Ornn. They want us to 5-man stack. That's their win con. That's exactly what my team's gonna do. Yeah, I can hunt her down. And down she goes. Goodbye, Evelyn. This is still a dumb fight because we don't need to fight them like this. We can take the side stuff without having to run in. The second I show, they just run away and fight underneath both of their turrets. That's why this is silly. Because it's easy to say, well, your teammates just killed him. If you were there, you could have ended. No, if the enemy saw I was there, they would have just walked away. They're not going to stay there and fight it out. Once the Eve's dead, they'll just play underneath double turret. Anivia's screwed though. She messed up. Too deep. And that's GG's, guys. Blue Kayn is a little bit too strong right now. I'd highly recommend picking him up or banning him in your games. Look at damage dealt, damage taken. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, we had the most in the game at 34,000. Looking at damage taken, we had taken an upper amount, more than the Anivia, Varus, and Shaco. Taking more than Anivia is interesting because she has her egg, which is a bunch of damage she ends up taking. But at the same time, I guess she's not taking much damage until she gets all in. So I guess that's why it's so low. For self-healing, we had quite a bit, considering we didn't really build any self-healing items. That's just from our E mainly. We had more self-healing than any two players on the enemy team combined. Like I said, Kayn is not very balanced right now. I mean, look at it. Did we have as much as Singe there for healing done? We had more healing done than Singe, and that's the whole point of his R. And Singe is also the type of champion to run refill or corruption potions, so he's constantly healing. That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have buffed Blue Kayn, man. They just shouldn't have. For runes, ultra high value. Blue Kayn's cracked. Play it or ban it. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Kingsticks. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.